Level 12. And we actually gained some an attack point this time.
And some speed.
And some speed. Yeah, we got 2 points of speed last time, so really the only thing that's changed is that instead of getting 2 points in our max HP, one of those points has gone down to our attack, and other than that, it's about the same. And things are looking pretty good. Defense
is low, but we will buy some vitamins later to fix that. And I always do when I run a Pikachu or an Abra in my team. Eventually, when I get to the department store, I pick up vitamins to make up for their lack of defense and help them pump up.
Now, if you're really serious about getting the most you can out of your vitamins, and Pikachu's trying to learn Double Team.
All right, I'll take over the controls here while Kiwi continues.
Yep. And now, the vitamins are actually based on percentage of your overall score. So, to get the most out of your vitamins, you actually have to wait until your Pokemon is up to level 100, because you can only use 10 of each vitamin. It is not limitless. It only lets you use 10 of each one. So once you've done your 10 for a specific, say, Carbos for speed, if you use them all when it's at level 6, let's say, and you're only getting a very little bit out of each one, by the time you're up to level 35, 40, and you're noticing that, maybe you wanted a little bit more speed, it's too late, you can't do anything. So, that's really the way to get the most out of it, but Pikachu looks like, Abra looks like it could get a little bit more defense right now, since it, one of the other stats, I believe it was special attack, is already up to 30, and its defense isn't even into the double digits yet. So I think in this case we can, sacrifice those other, chances of points just to, at least let it survive.
Definitely. Alright, here we go, Poison type. Now, if Abra knew a Psychic type move, that would be great in this situation. However, Abra only knows Teleport, which is technically a Psychic type move, but does not do damage.
It is a Psychic type move, but what we need is a Psychic type attack. I believe Abra, he learns Confusion somewhere in the teens, I think around 14 or 15, I'm not sure.
It's either right before he evolves or when he evolves. I'm not entirely sure. It may be much like, that doesn't tell you what level you get moves. It just tells you what moves they learn. Believe it or not, the Pokemon Handbook I was referring to earlier is actually more of a promotional item than anything. It tells you what moves a Pokemon can learn, what types they're good against, what types they're not so good against, and what level or how it evolves and how many times. But it does not tell you it's not a complete Pokedex in that it does not tell you what level Pokemon learn certain moves, etc. Okay, Nidoran female, I'm going to put Abra back in. And then somebody besides Beedrill is going to take the bullet on this next one. I put Beedrill in to get it some experience, but it's just taking a beating, so who should we go with? Let's put Pidgey in. I haven't seen Pidgey in a while.
And it looks like Pidgey is going to advance to level 16, as long as it
assuming it survives this battle, which it should. Alright, so Double Kick only hit twice. Double Kick is kind of a misnomer, I should say, because Double Kick has a chance to hit anywhere from 2 to 5 times. Generally, the game restricts it to only hitting twice. It's just a funky thing in the programming, but it can hit up to 5 times in a turn. Alright, so Pidgey hits level 16, but if we check the book, I'm pretty sure it doesn't evolve until 18.
I believe you're right in this, and
Pidgey's before Ekans, I believe.
It's right in here. There we go.
Pidgey evolves at
level 18. We are
alright. So Pidgey has got another 2 levels as Pidgey, and we took a beating in that battle. So we're gonna go back and heal up again. This is probably the 3rd time you guys have seen me run back across the bridge to heal up, but it's necessary because these trainers get progressively more difficult. And especially because I'm cutting more of my experience away to Abra now, it's going to be a little harder to level up and to keep my Pokemon healthy. But it's kind of a necessary sacrifice, because having that Psychic type is going to come in handy later. Very handy. namely in Fuchsia City, at Koga's gym, where the Pokemon are poison types.
Although, there's an interesting thing I found about Koga's gym. Several of his underlings actually have Psychic-type Pokemon.
Very true. One of them has a Hypno.
So, there are Hypnos, there are other ones that... The only one that has stayed strictly to poison type, I believe, is actually Koga himself, which is kind of strange for him to have all of his students have Pokemon who are super effective against his own types. It's the only gym in the game.
Well, I suppose it's supposed to be a testament to his power. You know, he's so mighty, his Pokemon can withstand attacks from something that's super effective.
I suppose so, but it's another one of those strange coincidences in the game where
things just don't add up.
They don't add up. It's the only gym in the game that I have found where the students do not have the same type as their gym leader in abundance. There only maybe half the trainers use poison type Pokemon. It's a very, very odd occurrence.
Indeed.
Another once Abra learns Psychic type move, there is another place where Abra will be useful, and that is in Celadon City, where we go up against the I can't remember the gym leader's name, but Erica, who has Grass-type Pokemon. Now, Psychic types are not super effective against Grass types. Here's where it ends up being interesting. Many of your plant types are also poison types, so they are plant poison. The Psychic type can hit these plant poison types. Since they're poison types, there's I'm sorry, I'm all over the place.
The poison type part of the Pokemon is far weaker to Psychic types than the Grass is, thus enabling it to be a super effective move. It's not a critical effective move, and critical effective moves are something like using a lightning attack against Gyarados, which is a flying water, which it's double super effective, a critical effective, but instead it's just a single super effective because it is super effective to one of the two types.
Exactly. I'm going to have to thank my translator over here. Yeah.
I've been speaking Kiwi for years. Let's see.
It's never a language you can speak, but you can usually understand, sort of, kind of. Not really. But we're going to put Abra in again.
Someone else who spoke Kiwi was Dan Rather. Kind of, sort of.
Not really.
Not really. For those of you who appreciate a little political humor.
Oh, boy.
So
anyway.
Gus should take that out. One of the moves I'm looking forward to Pidgey learning is Wing Attack. And Wing Attack is one that Pidgey, or Pidgeotto, I'm not sure if he learns it before he becomes Pidgeotto, learns fairly early on, but remains one of the most powerful flying moves in the game. Aside from Razor Wind. And there's a reason I do not like Razor Wind. Razor Wind requires 2 turns. It requires a turn to charge up before you use it. And I personally dislike moves that either have a charge or have a cooldown.
Now,
I will make an exception for things like Fly. Mm-hmm. Fly is extremely useful, but that's not necessarily a charge up because you can't be hit during the charge up. Whereas Razor Wind, you charge up, but you can still be hit, and then you can attack. Or Hyper Beam, where you attack, but then you're vulnerable the next turn.
Now, between the two, I would rather have a move where I'm vulnerable the next turn, especially with a move like Hyper Beam, because Hyper Beam is extremely powerful. If you're lucky, you can use Hyper Beam, and your opponent will faint, which will allow you, especially if it's at the end of the battle, you're not going to have to worry about that other turn. The other move that since we were talking about flying moves just a moment ago, another move is called Sky Attack, which is the most powerful flying type move in the game, I believe. It has a power of 120, which it's the same effect where you power up for one move and then you assault your opponent, basically. And again, I tend to use it. Only a few learn it. I believe at least one of the legendary bird Pokemon learns it. I believe that's Moltres. I don't believe the other two learn it. In the original Red, Blue, Yellow, Sky Attack, I believe, was a TM.